he does something every day, and he did it again tonight. If you look up at the backboard, about 11.5 feet up there, you see 3 fingerprints. That was his left hand as he put his right hand on the top as if he was taking a quarter off that backboard, then looked over to the Sixers bench and said, watch out.
Half man, half amazing. Vince Carter was one of the most exciting players to watch on the court in the early 2000s with his high-flying, flashy dunks, spectacular shot-making ability, and overall prolific scoring ability. For nearly a decade in the NBA during the beginning of his career, every time Vince Carter stepped on the court, you knew you were about to witness something amazing. What's good, everybody? This right here is the Vince Carter /sharp overall offensive beast build. This build right here basically has no weaknesses. It's super fun to play with. I've been grinding a lot of career with it. I've been hitting up the park and the Pro-Am. Its scoring ability is just insane, so let's get right into it. Starting off with this build, you're going to want to be a point guard, even though in my opinion, this build works best as a 2-guard, where you can have someone else distribute the ball and run the offense, so that way you can focus on getting yourself open and getting into position to get buckets. Obviously, the build is a /sharp, so you're going to want to go with the green and blue pie chart. And for this, I use the all agility, max speed, physicals pie chart. Once you get into the upgrading screen, go ahead and max out your close shot, driving layup, and driving dunk, which will get you to 15 finishing badges. For the shooting attributes, I went ahead and maxed out all of these all the way out. As for the playmaking, I put the pass accuracy up to 81, maxed out the ball control, and left the post moves empty. Finally, for the defense, go ahead and put your interior defense up to 38, then max out perimeter defense, lateral quickness, and steal, and put the remaining points into defensive rebound. This should give you 15, 21, 13, and 8, which is really good. It's a lot of badges, and you have Hall of Fame shooting and finishing. For the body shape, this doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect how you play, so I just went with defined. For the height on this build, it's up to your own personal preference because there's two different sides to this. If you want to go with the 6'5 build, you'll have 85 speed and 85 excel with an 83 driving dunk, and that's all pretty good. But in my opinion, I decided to go with 6'6 and be the max height because there are many reasons behind this. The number one reason is that since you get 8 defensive badges, I just feel like you get a lot more good bump animations on defense with gold clamps at 6'6 than when compared to 6'5. The other reason of this is that when this build gets to 99.9 overall and you have all your gym drills done and you activate the slasher takeover, you get 99 speed anyway at 6'6. So I went ahead and made this 6'6 minimum weight so you get as much as an acceleration and vert boost as you possibly can with minimum wingspan to cap the build off at an 82.3, meaning at 99.9 you can have an 86 driving dunk, meaning that yes, you can get Hall of Fame contact finisher with contact dunks, and you also have an 87.3. When this build gets into takeover and its stats get boosted, it's super fast, it's extremely good on offense due to its size, and it can clamp up anyone effectively. Capping it off, when you're finished with the build, you're given the name of 3-level scorer. So many people on the Parker and Pro-Am will just assume you're just a shooter, and you can get so many easy backdoor cuts for dunks or lobs, or people will play too far up on you, and you can drive right past them for a dunk. For the badges on this build, you could go with whatever your personal preference is, but I'll give you a quick rundown on what I like to personally use. For the slashing badges, I'm looking to attack the rim and catch bodies, so I went with Hall of Fame contact finisher, fancy footwork, and slithery finisher so I can finish consistently, and to finish it off, I went with gold lob city finisher. For the shooting badges, this is where you can kind of branch out and kind of do what you want, but for me, I wanted to be a knockdown spot-up shooter, and I just wanted to be super confident in my jumper. So for this, I went with Hall of Fame catch and shoot, Deadeye, and Hot Zone Hunter, with gold corner specialist, range extender, and quick draw. I kind of feel like all these badges mesh together, and when they stack up nicely, you'll be knocking down shots easy at a high rate. Obviously, if you think you could change stuff up and go, take off corner specialist and maybe put on a hot start, maybe if that's for you, or if the offense is playing different, you can switch it up, but this is kind of what I'm feeling rocking with. As for the playmaking badges on this build, you're not really looking to be the playmaker of the team, so for me, I just went with gold quick first step, space creator, unpluckable, flashy passer, and bronze bailout. A lot of people don't know this, but Flashy Passer is actually a really broken badge this year. Your takeover meter gets boosted so much, so if you can get a couple flashy assists earlier in the games, you'll be able to get your takeover way earlier. Finally, for the defense, I went with gold clamps, intimidator, and silver pick dodger. I feel like these are self-explanatory. This build with gold clamps can body up people on defense real easy, and with the strength of screens this year, you gotta have Pick Dodger. It's an absolute must, and Intimidator's just there to help you contest as much as you can. Anyway, this was the Vince Carter /Sharp do anything on offense build. If you guys like this build and want to see some gameplay of it in the park in the future, drop a like and subscribe. Leave some other NBA player builds you'd like to see for me make in the future in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed. Peace.